What if the greatest pharaoh in history was actually the victim of the oldest fake news conspiracy ever recorded? "3,000 years ago, Egypt believed they were marching toward an easy, glorious conquest in the Syrian deserts. At the helm stood young Ramesses II, a leader whose absolute confidence would soon face a brutal, unexpected test. His massive military machine moved with perfect discipline, unaware of the silent web of lies waiting for them ahead. Deep within the dusty dunes of Kadesh, a hidden shadow was watching every single step the Egyptian army took. The Hittite Empire, Egypt's fiercest rival, had secretly prepared a devastating trap that would rewrite the ancient world's balance. Their brilliant king, Tali, possessed a secret weapon far deadlier than iron swords, the power of calculated, deceptive lies. He sent forward 2 capture-ready deserters, carrying a fabricated story designed to lure the arrogant pharaoh into absolute ruin. These fake nomads claimed the mighty Hittite forces had fled in terror, retreating far north to the distant lands. Ramesses believed this false intelligence immediately, completely blinded by his own grand illusions of an effortless, historic victory. He ordered his vanguard division to press ahead quickly, leaving the rest of his massive army miles behind him. The Amun division set up their camp near the river, feeling safe under the warm, glowing, deceptive desert sun. But hidden behind the eastern hills, thousands of heavy Hittite war chariots sat in complete, tense, and absolute silence. Egyptian scouts suddenly captured 2 actual Hittite spies lurking nearby, dragging them directly before the grand royal throne. Under brutal interrogation, the terrifying truth was finally beaten out of the bloody, trembling, and terrified enemy agents. The entire Hittite host was not miles away, but was actually crouched right outside, ready to strike them down. Panic instantly rippled through the royal camp as Ramesses realized his critical, near-fatal error in trusting the false nomads. Before he could issue a single warning command, a deafening roar shattered the calm, dusty air of the valley. Thousands of heavy, fast-moving Hittite chariots smashed violently through the unprotected flank of the unsuspecting Ra division. The surprise attack tore the Egyptian ranks completely apart, turning the sacred battlefield into a chaotic, bloody slaughterhouse. Panicked, blood-soaked soldiers fled toward the pharaoh's royal camp, bringing the chaos of total defeat with them today. Surrounded by burning wood and dying men, Ramesses stood almost entirely alone against a massive, terrifying wall of enemies. In this darkest hour, the young pharaoh made a desperate, dramatic plea to Amun, the supreme god of Egypt. Mounting his golden chariot, he charged directly into the thickest ranks of the advancing, relentless enemy Hittite forces. His golden bow fired arrow after arrow, fighting not just for victory, but for his own absolute desperate survival. The chaotic clash of bronze and iron echoed across the burning valley as 2 powerful empires fought to the death. Despite his superhuman bravery, the sheer, overwhelming numbers of the Hittite army began to slowly, relentlessly crush him down. Just as all hope seemed completely lost, a mysterious, elite Egyptian reserve force suddenly appeared on the dusty horizon. The unexpected arrival of these fresh reinforcements completely turned the tide of the desperate, bloody Battle of Kadesh. caught completely off guard, the Hittite forces were pushed back toward the rushing, treacherous waters of the Orontes River. The fierce fighting raged until dusk, leaving thousands of brave warriors dead upon the blood-stained, dusty desert sands. When the sun finally set, neither empire had won a decisive victory. It was a brutal, exhausting, bloody stalemate. Realizing the heavy cost of continued conflict, both exhausted rulers agreed to a temporary, uneasy, and tense ceasefire. Ramses marched his remaining battle-weary forces back to Egypt, facing the grim reality of a failed military campaign. But a pharaoh could never admit vulnerability or defeat to his deeply religious, highly expectant, and trusting subjects. To maintain his absolute divine authority, Ramses decided to construct the grandest, most elaborate cover-up in ancient history. He commissioned master scribes and sculptors to rewrite the true narrative of the chaotic, bloody Battle of Kadesh. Across every massive temple wall in Egypt, a spectacular, completely false version of the conflict began to take shape. The official inscriptions depicted Ramses as a towering, godlike giant, single-handedly defeating tens of thousands of Hittite soldiers. Vivid, colorful reliefs showed terrified enemies drowning in the river, while the pharaoh stood triumphant in glorious golden light. The heavy losses, the clever Hittite deception, and the near-fatal ambush were completely erased from Egypt's official records. This massive propaganda campaign was carved deeply into the solid rock of Abu Simbel, immortalizing a beautiful, epic lie. Every citizen who gazed upon these towering monuments believed their divine pharaoh had achieved a miraculous total military triumph. For centuries, this masterfully crafted political illusion remained unchallenged, accepted as absolute, undeniable historical truth by the world. But modern archaeologists digging in the ruins of Turkey eventually uncovered a different, highly shocking perspective on this battle. They unearthed the secret royal archives of the Hittite capital, written on durable, well-preserved, ancient clay cuneiform tablets. These tablets detailed the brilliant deception of the Hittite spies and claimed a decisive victory over the Egyptian invaders. Comparing the two conflicting historical sources revealed the shocking scale of the ancient world's first recorded mass disinformation campaign. It proved that history is not always written by the victors, but by those with the best public relations. The Battle of Kadesh ended not with total conquest, but with the world's very first official international peace treaty. This ancient silver treaty, preserved forever, shows both empires agreed to respect borders and defend each other from enemies. Yet, Ramses continued to display his grand fabricated victory on temple walls until the day he finally died. His long, prosperous reign became synonymous with absolute power, largely built upon the foundations of his brilliant, epic deception. The clever Hittite spies who originally spun the web of lies were completely lost to the dusty sands of time. But their tactical deceit forced Egypt to innovate, turning a military disaster into a masterpiece of long-term political survival. This ancient clash reveals that weaponized fake news is not a modern invention of our highly digital, connected world. It has always been a powerful, silent tool used by rulers to shape public perception and secure their reigns. The grand temples of Egypt stand today as breathtaking testaments to both architectural genius and masterful, enduring historical deception. Every hieroglyph carved into the stone whispers a complex story of survival, immense pride, and carefully curated political truths. As tourists walk through Abu Simbel, they admire a glorious legend that was originally built to hide absolute panic. The true legacy of Ramses II is far more fascinating than the golden, godlike myth he carefully manufactured. He was a vulnerable, mortal ruler who successfully turned a devastating military ambush into a timeless, immortal strategic victory. The Hittite king, Muwatalli, also claimed triumph, proving that truth is often the very first casualty of war. This ancient information war laid the groundwork for how modern nations manage crises and shape international political narratives today. By examining both sides of the Kadesh conflict, we uncover the delicate, complex balance between historical myth and reality. The dusty ruins of the Orontes Valley still hold the secrets of thousands of men who died for empires. Their voices are gone, but the stone walls and clay tablets continue their silent, eternal, and fascinating debate. We must look past the golden gold and grand inscriptions to find the complex human truths buried beneath history. The story of Kadesh reminds us to always question the official narratives presented by those in positions of power. Behind every grand monument lies a complex human struggle, often far more interesting than the official polished legend itself. The first fake news campaign in history succeeded for millennia, proving the immense, enduring power of a well-told lie. Ramses's brilliant propaganda cover-up shows that in politics, perception is often far more powerful than the actual, physical truth. By discovering this ancient conspiracy, we learn how the past was manipulated to build the legends we worship today. If you love ancient mysteries, please subscribe to our channel, drop a like, and share your thoughts below right now.